Here with us today we have this beautiful 4th generation Mazda 3, and I would say that the Mazda 3, particularly this 4th generation, is one of the best in the compact non-premium car segment. Now this front end lets us appreciate how beautiful this thing is, and I really like how the grille here, there's no chrome surround at all, and just the overall shape of the grille, and then this mesh pattern inside the grille, it just works really well. Then you've got these lovely daytime running lights as well that just give it this very sleek and sinister look, and they managed to just make this whole thing look really tidy and very elegant and very modern, but there's nothing here that looks controversial or wrong. You know, they've just somehow done it really well, but it still looks bold, it still stands out. You've got, of course, here these very nice 18-inch gunmetal grey wheels. And now, they're wing mirrors. Now, most cars that are in this car segment, which again are non-premium cars, the wing mirror is the last thing that gets plonked onto this thing. But here you can tell that somebody at Mazda spent time designing this this side mirror. I mean, the general shape of it is just very beautifully sculpted. And I also like this area here where it just kind of gradually slopes down towards the wheel arches. And notice how it looks very modern, but it doesn't have any harsh creases around here. This whole thing is smooth. And then towards the back, again, you've got a beautiful sloping hatchback and these very nice modern looking rear tail lights. Now this car here is actually for sale. If you are keen to buy it, you can buy this car from the guys at GVI in Penrose here in Auckland. The guys there, I've bought a car from them, you know, a couple of years ago in the past, and we had amazing service from these guys, seriously amazing post-sale service, and that's why we're very happy to recommend GVI as a great dealership here in Auckland. Now you get inside this Mazda 3 and there are features up the wazoo. You've got memory seats, you've got electric seats, you've got heated seats, you've got heated steering wheel, you've got dual climate control, you've got automatic wipers, you've got automatic high beam, you've got parking sensors, you've got Android Auto, you've got Apple CarPlay. I mean, this thing really is loaded. There's even more driver assist tech, which I'll get into a little bit later in the driving segment, but this thing really does impress with the amount of features in this car here. Now, in terms of the cabin space and materials, again, very premium. They do a great job. You've got a lot of this very nice burgundy contrast stitching all along the door and the dashboard over here. Lots of soft touch materials. It really does feel a lot more upmarket than the competition in this segment. Now, storage is also fairly good. You've got a pretty decent size armrest here that I would say you can fit 2 elbows on this, so there's no fighting for elbow space. And of course, we've got the lovely L&P 600 milliliter bottle here, which on a day like today is essential. And you've got great space for the cup holders here, and it's not blocking any controls, it's not blocking your armrest area. You've got also space down in the storage bins on the side, and a decent sized glove box, and of course you've got sunglass holders as well. Probably the only con that I would say in the front part of the cabin is that the passenger seat is manually operated, it's not electric. But again, to be fair, in this segment, that's pretty standard. But I'm sure the front passenger would much rather have a heated seat than an electric seat. So at least that's, you know, it's got that going for it. Now in the back seat of this Mazda 3, like most cars in the compact car segment, there's not a ton of room in the back seat, but I'm fairly short, so I've got enough headroom, I've got enough leg room, so I'm sure for most people as well, for a short trip, this is going to do just fine. Now storage space, again, you've got decent stuff in the door bins. You can fit your L&P bottle down there, and you can fit it over here in a cup holder as well, which is nice. But one of the cons of the back seat, I would say, is that there's no rear air vents, and on a day like today, it's pretty hot. I've got my L&P, which is great, but I would love some air vents in the back seat. But one pro of this back seat is that all windows are automatic, and these ones in the back actually go all the way down, which I was quite surprised because the door's not very large, but it does go all the way down. All right, here we are heading off in the lovely Mazda 3. And I mentioned how Mazda makes great interiors, but when you hear the engine, it starts to show some of the signs of it not being a premium car. It's not bad sounding, it's just not amazing sounding. And the thing is, most of its competitors are going to have a CVT. So at least this thing's still got your normal torque converter automatic transmission. So at least it's got that going for it. And you've got paddle shifts. So if you like a bit of manual action, you can have it. And the steering's good. It's very, very tight, especially for a Japanese car. It's not normal to find a Japanese car, especially one like this, with steering this tight. But it's nice. You do feel it particularly when you're making a tight turn, and the turning radius in this car isn't the greatest, but you know, good practice for 3-point turns, I guess. Now, the gauge cluster, really tidy, very clean. I like how they still have a good old-fashioned temperature gauge. Thank you for keeping that in there. Now, surprisingly, there's not a lot you can do with the gauge cluster. So most cars, especially in 2020, you can see your music, your navigation, all kinds of other stuff. But in this, you've actually got one button to control the entire gauge cluster. But to be fair, you've got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and most people are going to use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay for their navigation and their music, which means that you're not going to see anything in the gauge cluster anyway. So that's not really a huge problem, to be honest. All you can do is toggle between a traditional speedometer, another traditional speedometer, but this one also shows you your fuel economy. And the last option, which is what I normally use, is this one here, and this is the one that shows you all your driver assist tech. The blind spot monitor system will show you if there's a car in either your left or right hand blind spot. Right now it's showing me some icon in the HUD and the gauge cluster, and it's so helpful. I mean, yes, you should be looking over your shoulder and looking behind as well, but it's another bit of safety tech that's there to really help with your driving. And of course, right now I'm again with radar cruise, and it's working all the way to 0 k's an hour. And as this car ahead of me starts to speed up, we can continue again. And it's also got the steering assist as well, and it's pretty good actually. It's gone through some pretty windy roads and still managed to do a pretty good job. Now, it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. You can see it's steering me now, keeping me in lane, doing a pretty good job. And of course, it's going to make a noise after a while if you haven't touched the steering wheel, which is what all of these cars do, and that's to be expected. It's a good safety feature to have. This car also can read the speed sign, so as you pass the speed sign, it's going to pop the speed up on your HUD or on your gauge cluster as well. Now, I do like the physical buttons on the steering wheel. They are very easy to use and to feel. They're not those, you know, really annoying capacitive touch things that you see on a lot of newer cars. This just works. Now, the infotainment is fairly good. It's not a touchscreen, unfortunately, but it still works fine with the controller down here. And I like again how the volume control was also down here as well. Everything is down there. So I've got controls on the steering wheel, of course, if my hands are here, and if my hand is resting down the side, again, I can control everything here, which is great. Now, the visibility in this is pretty good in the front. The back is okay. The window in the back is quite small, so you don't actually see a lot at the back. But again, because of the blind spot monitoring system and the way it works, and of course you've got a reverse camera, you can get around just okay with the limited visibility at the back. This car, I've been averaging around 9 kilometers per litre, so not its best selling point, to be honest. There are definitely more efficient cars in this segment. Overall, I do think Mazda offers a great car here. The exterior is great, the interior's got lots of very nice high quality materials here that look and feel great. Again, a whole load of features. So again, if you are interested in buying this car, it is for sale, and you can buy it from GVI in Penrose in Auckland. And a big thank you again to them for allowing us to take this car out and to review it, and hopefully provide you guys with some useful information on this Mazda 3. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below if I've missed anything. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.